Aloha, any como mine on my YouTube channel. I'm Shelby Collinge of ShelbyCollinge.com, and welcome to another video. So, I cannot tell you how rainy and rainy it is here on the island of Oahu, Hawaii. I know many of the other islands are dealing with the same. I don't want to call it an issue, right? Because we're going into our rainy season for winter, but holy hell, have we started off with a bang. So, you know, it's been a definite um, work from home, not do anything, not go anywhere, kind of move the water as best you can around. Everything feels a little soggy. And, I've been reading emails from clients and I was inspired to do another video. We'll see how long, uh, a daily thing kind of occurs. But, it's really interesting how you really have to understand that your mind thinks in pictures. Okay. So if I say an orange popsicle, you picture an orange popsicle. Okay. You don't on the screen of your mind see the letters ORANG, space POPSICLE. You know what I'm saying? Like the mind does not think in words, it thinks in pictures. So every time you write down a desire or a goal or a dream, you're picturing it. Okay. The same is true with a fear, a setback, a pissed off experience. All of those things you're picturing. And the mind does everything it can to bring into your physical resistance that which you picture. So when I work with clients sometimes and I say, well, what do you expect? Like if you wake up in the morning, like what do you expect a normal day to be like? Or, use the words expect. Really what I'm asking, another way to answer that question is what are you picturing? Right? Because you may tell yourself that you're expecting a really great outcome, right? Like you're expecting it to really work. But if we were able to really look behind your eyeballs or flip up the lid of your head and see in the viewfinder what it was you were thinking, you're probably not picturing that, right? You're picturing what you're going to do when it doesn't work out or when they say no or when something negative happens, right? So you really it kind of goes back to this saying, you hope to win but expect to fail. You kind of hope, I really hope things work out, but you sure as hell don't expect it, right? Like the expectation is it's all going to hell in a handbasket and fast. And that's a problem. Okay, that is going to create a lot of suffering in your life. And I know you don't really want to experience that. So the way to not experience suffering, at least for this part of life, right, which is a big part of life, right? Doing things, completing tasks, finishing, goal achieving. I mean, all of this is like everyday basics, right? So, I mean, if you start to master this, then life will get easier. It's not to say you won't have challenges and setbacks, but at least when you do, you'll be able to manifest the solution, right? Or allow the solution, or however, you process that, whatever feels best to you for that. So you really have to ask yourself what it is you're picturing. Now, I'm going to bring this up because it's something that I find people can really relate to in terms of how they do visualize. Because some people will even say to me, I don't visualize, which you do. Okay. Again, the mind thinks in pictures. It does not think in words. It just doesn't. So you do visualize, whether or not you're conscious to it or you're allowing it or you're wanting life, to be that much easier is a totally another story, but we think in pictures. So you've got to, if you remember back to when you were dating, right? It could be the person you're with now, or whatever pops into your mind first is absolutely the right thought to go with, okay? But when you were dating this person, this new person, right? You did tons of visualizing, right? And I'm just going to list some of the things you visualize when you first start dating somebody, what the first kiss might be look like, who might say, I love you first, absolutely what the sex might be like, right? Whether or not, I mean, you visualize a lot, right? When you're not with them in the very beginning, I mean, at least in the very beginning, you're thinking a lot about what you think this other person is like. Okay, so there is tons of visualization going on. And so you kind of have to, if you're one of these people that's like, I'm not really good with this visualization thing, you maybe want to go back to that. Okay, or maybe you visualize really easily, like when you're interviewing for a job, right? I know you've seen Olympic athletes do it. You'll see them on the side of the sport sideline, whatever that is, and they're closing their mind and they're in their mind, and you see them, they kind of physically are doing what the routine would be. You'll see like the figure skaters, which happens to be one of my favorites, by the way. Um, you'll see them, they'll have their sneakers on and their headsets on, and they're doing their routines with their eyes closed. Um, that's visualization, right? Because the more you do it in your mind, and when you do it in your mind, hopefully you're doing it perfectly with the end result that you want, right? That's the key. If you're visualizing with the doomsday, okay, with it all being over, with the end of the book, the final chapter written, you're really screwing yourself like tenfold, okay? Because that's the one way to really bring things about in miraculous ways. And if you're playing out what you don't want, again, there's no judgment in the universe. You're going to get whatever it is you picture, whatever it is you picture. So you definitely want to visualize that end result, right? Where you're doing the perfect routine, or you're following through with whatever it is you want to be doing, not what you don't want to be doing. Because remember, you're visualizing. So you have to really stop and ask yourself sometimes, am I imagining what I want or what I don't want? And the way you know is by how you feel. Because if you're feeling lousy, crummy, fearful, sad, anxious, that anxiety's kicking up, um, what am I going to do-ness? That is not visualizing what you want. And that's a problem. If you're happy, optimistic, excited, right? Kind of like, I can't wait. Kind of like if you have a date with somebody you really like in like 3 hours, there's kind of like that anxiousness a little bit, but it's in a really good way. Like I'm really excited rather than, oh my God, the shoe's going to drop and life's going to suddenly suck really soon. Okay. So again, it's always a choice what you think about, and nobody can do it for you. You can't pay anybody to do it for you. You can't pay anybody to erase what you've done. um, it's something that we're entirely 100% in control of. So you really have to pay attention. And even I get caught in this trap sometimes, right? It's like you sometimes as a parent will kind of uh, I don't want to use the word worry because I don't worry, but it's like every once in a while, it's like you hear something and it's like, wow, you just kind of picture something. And then it's like, I have to catch myself real quick. Like, don't go down that path, right? Don't go down that path, like with all this rain, like being, flooding everything out and it being, although last night was horrendous, but I digress. We have a choice as to what we're going to picture, and make sure you're really being diligent with that choice, right? It's a choice and it has consequences, cause and effect. That's kind of where the karma stuff kicks in, right? So if you think lousy, you're going to get lousy. If you think good and positive, that is what you will get. You must try and you must be diligent in your noticing. So, with that, I hope you're fabulous. You look amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're not a subscriber already, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here and leave a comment below if you feel so inclined. I would absolutely love to hear from you and wherever you are in this small world, right? It is such a small, small world, right? Like that song. It's a small world. Oh my gosh, it is such a small world. I'm blown away every day on just how small it is. Um, they used to say it was 6 degrees of separation. I think now it's more like three, like within 3 people, you can contact just about anybody. I mean, it's a small, small world. The song is right. So, um, yeah, again, I hope you like the El Natural look today. This is it. If you could, oh, the gray, but it's still paradise, my friends. But it just was very non-inspiring, kind of curl up inside. Well, with all the windows and doors still open, but and my curls in full force. So I've got my little ballerina bun in to make life easy, and yeah. So thanks again for watching. Oh, and be sure to thumbs up this video. I would really love it if you would thumbs up and give it a like, because it helps a girl out. It really does. With that being said, I hope you're fabulous. I'm sending you big, huge aloha hugs from Oahu, Hawaii, and we'll see you on the next video. Ahui ho!